Have you ever noticed that your worst mistakes usually happen in a flash? You're tired, someone cuts you off in traffic, and suddenly you're yelling. Or you're stressed at work, an emotional email hits your inbox, and you fire back a reply that you regret the second you hit send. Shane Parrish, the author of Clear Thinking, says something that hit me like a ton of bricks. Most of us spend our lives reacting to the world around us rather than intentionally acting upon it. We think we're being rational, but usually we're just being pushed around by our own biology. Today we're breaking down how to stop living on autopilot and start winning those ordinary moments that actually determine your success. By the end of this video, you'll have a literal toolkit and a 7-day challenge to outsmart your own instincts. Let's get into it. Before we get into the tactics, we have to understand the why. Shane Parrish, the genius behind Farnham Street, argues that the difference between a world-class performer and everyone else isn't necessarily IQ. It's how they handle the gap between stimulus and response. Most of us live in a reaction loop. Something happens, and we react. Clear thinkers live in a decision loop. Something happens, they pause, and then they choose. This book is about widening that gap so you can actually use your brain instead of your lizard instincts. It's about turning ordinary moments into extraordinary outcomes. Part 1. The 4 biological defaults, the villains. Shane identifies 4 biological defaults that act like glitches in our mental software. We all have them, and they are usually running the show behind the scenes. 1. The emotion default. This is when your feelings make the decisions. If you're angry, you want to hit back. If you're scared, you hide. The problem? Feelings are temporary, but the consequences of emotional decisions are permanent. 2. The ego default. We prioritize our image over the truth. We'd rather be right and fail than admit we're wrong and succeed. 3. The social default. Humans are pack animals. We don't want to be the person standing alone, even if the group is walking off a cliff. 4. The inertia default. We do things because that's how it's always been done. It's the path of least resistance. The human side. Think of these as your inner toddler. If you don't discipline the toddler, it runs your life. Clear thinking starts by simply noticing when the toddler has the steering wheel. Part 2. Strengths of character, the armor. To fight these defaults, Shane says you don't need more information, you need more character. He highlights 3 specific traits that act as your armor. Self-accountability. Stop blaming the weather or your boss. Even if it's not your fault, it is your responsibility to handle it. Self-control, the ability to endure temporary discomfort for a long-term gain. Self-confidence, not the I'm the best kind of confidence, but the I can handle being wrong kind. Knowledge is like the engine of a car, but character is the steering wheel. A fast car with no steering wheel is just a high-speed wreck waiting to happen. Part 3. The toolkit, defining and executing. Now let's get tactical. How do we actually think better? Shane gives us a framework. 1. Define the problem. Most people solve the wrong thing. He tells a story about a company trying to fix slow elevators with bigger motors. They failed. Then they realized the problem wasn't the speed, it was that people were bored. They put mirrors in the lobby, and the complaints stopped. Are you solving the right problem? 2. Explore options. Don't just look for yes or no. Look for third option everyone else missed. 3. The margin of safety. Acknowledge you aren't as smart or lucky as you think. If you think a task takes an hour, give yourself 80 minutes. This buffer reduces stress, and less stress equals clearer thinking. Part 4. The 7-Day Clear Thinking Challenge. I don't want you to just watch this video and forget it. I want you to rewire your brain. So here is a 7-day clear thinking challenge based on Shane's principles. Day 1. The 10-second buffer. Before reacting to anything emotional today, count to 10. Just watch the urge to react pass. Day 2. Admit ignorance. Actively find a moment to say, I don't know, what do you think? Kill the ego. Default for a day. Day 3. The rule of 3. For every problem you face today, force yourself to write down 3 distinct solutions. Day 4. Friction mapping. Identify one thing in your environment, like your phone on your desk, that leads to a bad habit and move it. Day 5. The pre-mortem. Before a big task, imagine it failed. Ask why, and fix that why before you start. Day 6. Ownership only. Spend 24 hours without making a single excuse. Everything is your responsibility today. Day 7. The decision journal. Write down one big decision you made today, why you made it, and what you expect to happen. Check back in 6 months. At the end of the day, Shane Parrish is telling us that we don't have to be geniuses to have an extraordinary life. We just have to stop being our own worst enemies in those tiny, ordinary moments. I want to hear from you. Which of the 4 defaults do you struggle with the most? For me, it's the ego default. I hate being wrong. Let's talk about it in the comments. If you enjoyed this, you belong with us at the BloomShelf Hub. This channel is a community of lifelong learners dedicated to distilling the world's best wisdom so you can grow faster and think clearer. Do the clear thinking thing. Hit that like button, subscribe to BloomShelf Hub, and stay tuned. We have some incredible deep dives coming up that you won't want to miss. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.